Hi folks, hope you're doing well. It's 24 minutes past 5 on the 1st of July 2020. This is a video about one of those rSlash videos. The title of this one is called Am I the A-hole for screaming at the barista? Well, that one isn't the important one. There's about 5 or 6 stories in this one. And I think it's the first story. 1 second, I did comment so I can see, was it the first story? Yeah, the first story. Oh my lord, I tell you. Oh. I will link the video to this video, and you can hear it yourself. But that first story, it's such an awful story, really, really awful. Woman says, "Am I the a-hole for not giving my daughter letters from her father, from a dead father?" The woman had been with this man since they were children, young children. They got married. They had 2 daughters, and he had, I think, brain cancer, but somewhere where they couldn't operate. So he was given 6 months to live, but he lived a bit longer. He died in October. And he wrote letters before he died for his 2 daughters, one that was 21, one that was 19, to be given to them on the special occasions of their life, such as wedding, etc., etc. But a 21-year-old was getting married, and her mother found the letter, opened it, read it, and then just felt she couldn't give it up. This was a letter that had her husband's words. It had his writing. It was basically him. She didn't have anything else really that was him, and she didn't give it to her daughter. And her daughter went ballistic when she found out. Both of her daughters said that she was an a-hole for not giving it. But, okay. That is a tough situation, to say the least. Really, really tough situation. Yeah, because if you've been with someone who was your one, the love of your life, certainly up until now, the absolute love of your life that you've known and been close to for all those years since childhood, and that person goes, I mean, you're talking at least 35, 40 years they've been together, and he's gone, and you're in that situation, you wouldn't understand it. Yeah, I mean, I can't understand it. I've never been there, but I can imagine how awful that would be. Yeah, you've got something of theirs. Oh my lord! It just brings them back every time, because it's their handwriting, it's their words. They're speaking to their daughter, to your daughter. It's like, wow. That's such an emotional thing. You know, how on earth? Yeah, I've just done that video about the offended generation. They get upset by things that really are nothing. This is something that should get you upset. This is something that should target your heartstrings. Yeah. This is something that should mean something. And to me, yeah, the person who did it, rSlash, said, yes, that woman is an a-hole. 3 stars, I think you gave her. 5 means you're an absolute. 1 means you're not really. So 3 is sort of in the middle. It's like, well, you haven't been there. How do you know you haven't been there? I mean, even the one of the title of Screaming at a Barista. I mean, even that one, he judged that woman as being a-hole for shouting at a barista, even though the barista had been asked by her. She'd taken a child in, the coffee shops had just opened. So she thought, okay, I'll go and get a coffee. But they were running the grinder, and it was a very, very noisy grinder that woke her child up, and her child was screaming its head off. So she asked the barista to please stop. So the barista said, yeah, no worries, I'll turn it off. As soon as the child got back to sleep, that same person then turned the grinder back on and woke the child up again. And the woman shouted at this individual. Now, to me, put yourself in the mother's position. Yeah? The barista was out of order. They'd been asked to stop working the grinder while the woman and the child were there, while the child was trying to sleep. And they'd agreed, and then as soon as the child got back to sleep, they turned the flipping thing back on again. Yeah, that is something you should be expected to be shouted about, really. Yeah. I mean, that's a more relaxing one, but oh dear, that first one. Yeah, even the children. Of course, a daughter. Oh my lord! Again, the daughter got married. Yeah, how much more wonderful would her marriage have been had she read the letter from her dad on the morning of her marriage? But she never got to do that. So she was angry with her mum, understandably. And the mother, again, I mean, what she should have done was just got a photocopy. She could have kept the photocopy. She could have given the original to her daughter. That way they would have both had a copy. Couldn't have been that difficult to get a photocopy. Photocopy machines are everywhere. Just go into a library somewhere. Buy one if you have to. If you're in that situation, buy a photocopy machine. Photocopy every flipping letter so you've got them. Put them back in the envelopes. And then when it's time to give them to your daughters, you can do that. You can make those moments beautiful to them. But they can hear from their dad. Yeah, but my God, what a situation. That's a situation where really you can't judge anyone. You can just say, I'm sorry you were in that situation. I'm sorry that you don't have your husband still. You loved him that much and he's gone. I'm sorry. That's all you can say. So that's why I rant about things like this offended generation, is because they don't look at the most important things in life. They don't seem to understand any of that. Yeah, if you've got a couple who are part of that offended generation and they get offended at nothing and they wage war against people for over silly little things, they're spending so much time and so much stress, so much angst on this war with this person. They're pushing the person, maybe the person pushes back, or they move on to someone else. 1 second, phone going off. There's my friend on the phone. I've phoned him a few times today and he's been busy, so he always decides to phone me back just as I'm doing a video. Typical. Yeah. Well, as I say, those situations with losing a loved one is incredibly tough. I can't really have more to it than that. Watch it, listen to it. It's a tough situation. Really, really is. That's what I was saying. All these people that are fight over nothing. Yeah. There are far more important things in life. Far more important things in life. And if you don't understand that, then really, I pity you. Simple. If you think the most important thing is that you got offended by something and you get some sort of revenge over that, or you try and destroy somebody over that, bit of maliciousness, anything like that, then I pity you. You're a very sad human being, and you're going to have an incredibly difficult, sad life. That's reality. And when you see situations or hear about situations like that, that is what life really is. And yeah, what I said in my last video is that, yeah, there is pretty much a whole generation of people who are damaged. Just damaged, and damaged to the point where all they care about is being protected from offence. That's all they care about, is being protected from offence. And you've got this situation here. Even the children were offended. They dealt with it. They dealt with it. You know, they both told their mother she was an a-hole, and the mother would have learnt something from it. They would have learnt something. They would have learnt that her mother still hasn't been able to move on, because that's the reality of the situation. Yeah, she lost, as far as she knows, the love of her life. And she probably isn't that old. Seeing as her oldest child is 21, she's probably not that old. She may have another 40 years of life to live. She might be married, but she may just live those 40 years waiting desperately to get back with her husband. Tough. That's what life is all about. Love. And when love is taken away, how distressing that can be. How much that can make you do things like that. Yeah. Something that's supposed to go towards your daughter, you keep for yourself. Yeah. A broken heart. That is far more important than all this BS that the world seems to be focusing on right now. Even the issues of Black Lives Matter, there are ways of dealing with that, which, you know, it doesn't mean you've got to cancel the police. It doesn't mean you've got to defund them. It doesn't mean you've got to, you know, support black businesses or, you know, that sort of stuff. Support the best businesses. If they happen to be owned by people with brown skin, fantastic. If they don't, they're still the best business, so support them. Yeah? Because what you want is better businesses. People get lost in stupidity. They get led by stupidity, and then that affects the world. That's why we're now in a situation where the world is being affected by all this. We've got to so much protect the LGBTQ society that, you know, we need to change genetics. We need to change all these things now, in case these people that are LGBTQ get offended. We're not doing it. We've got to change everything to spare their feelings. Excuse me? There are far more important things in life. There really are. And hearing that one, that woman, oof, just amazing. Absolutely and totally amazing. Just phenomenal. The story, the heartbreak of the story, and, you know, if you are human in any way, shape, or form, that's going to impact you. I know a few people that won't be impacted by that. So there you go, folks. That'll do for now with that one. I will link the video, and this is not about trying to have another rant about what I ranted about earlier. So you take care, God bless, and I will speak to you soon. Bye bye.